I was about to say, Tyler, another thing I wanted to talk about here that we get a lot of questions at customer support at Roken is how do I know what size battery to buy? You know,
Okay.
people bring that out, and it's like,
Yeah,
is it the size of the battery? Is it the size of the vape? I mean, what are we looking at here? I got numbers of 400 mAh, 500 mAh, 650 mAh.
yeah. What I guess, yeah. Tell me, explain to me.
So,
What's the differences with all those?
Yeah, people are always asking, and I get it. Like, what is this terminology? So, well, first of all, what does mAh stand for, right? So, mAh stands for milliamp hours, right? So, it's almost like in the gas in the tank, or for this case, electricity, right? How much electricity can this tank hold?
Okay.
So, that's what we're really saying here, really, is like, so most of Roken batteries, we have anywhere from 280 mAh to 650 mAh for our batteries, right? And people go, well, that doesn't sound like a lot. I've seen some of these are like 2,000 mAh or 1,000 mAh. Okay. Well, we're talking also small vapes for cannabis, right?
So you were talking the real big mAh size would be is like on the like for like the nicotine.
Yeah, for those
vapes
monster
and
nicotine vapes, you think, is it? It's not necessary for cannabis.
Okay, makes sense.
And cannabis too. One of the things people don't realize compared to a nicotine vape is we're not using as much power as a nicotine vape. We're typically heating at a lower temperature, right? That's why if you get a nicotine vape battery and you put cannabis products on it, you're like, why does this taste burnt? Well, that's because it's set for your nicotine products.
And it's a completely different coil system too in the nicotine vapes versus the cannabis vapes.
Correct. You're using, the nicotine vapes. You have the
mesh coil,
with the cotton and stuff. Today you got the ceramic with the cotton and stuff for the cannabis. You can't heat it as much, or the postless.
Yeah.
So people talk about like what is, and okay, so Roken, the reason that most of our batteries are no more than 400 mAh or 500 mAh is so we can keep the size small, right?
Okay.
And 500,
like something like this guy.
Yeah, and 500 mAh or 400 mAh can almost get through an entire gram. Sometimes it will get through an entire gram depending on which temperature setting, because there's also the function of, am I using 4 volts or 2.5 volts? Well, using 4 volts, I'm going to burn my battery faster.
Okay.
Than I'm using 2.5 volts, because it's like you got your foot down on the gas pedal, right?
Yeah, it makes
sense. So you're
sense.
burning more gas.
Makes sense. Okay.
Same thing. We're using more electricity.
Now,
so I don't choose a vape personally in my selection of a vape that fits my lifestyle. I don't choose a vape based on the mAh size for cannabis, right? Because even a 280 mAh battery in reality gets the job done for me, right?
Because these are all still micro USB-C rechargeable.
Yeah, and they're fast charging, and generally, like, even the smallest battery gets me through a day of usage, right?
Okay.
And then the whole issue is like, do I really want to have like a giant tank in my pocket, or do I want to have something that's inconspicuous that I can pull out, hit almost anywhere, put back in my pocket, and nobody even notices, right?
And so you're saying is the actual size of the battery does sort of dictate the size of the battery, or the size of the mAh.
Correct, it does, yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, my preference is to have a small battery, make it inconspicuous. It's just not necessary to have a battery for cannabis. I'm a heavy user when it comes to the vaping. So even me as a heavy user, I can use a 500 mAh battery and down an entire carton a day. For some people, that might take them a week.
So I guess in comparisons of the batteries, or at least is what is typically seen on the market, everybody's got like a typical stick battery, and a nice little skinny stick battery.
Sure,
What size mAh is typical in those?
Well, like here, we've got a stick battery, right? Like our Thunder XL I brought with us. And this one is actually a little bit larger than the normal stick. It's 650 mAh. So the normal sticks today are generally about 280 to 300.
Oh, wow.
Some maybe 400 mAh, like our Thunder.
So that's over double the standard battery
Correct.
mAh.
And what it just means is it's going to last longer, right?
Okay.
Bigger gas tank, more electricity. It's just got more juice to power.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's going to make it any more powerful or anything like that. It has nothing to do. Whether the battery is a 2,000 mAh battery or a 280 mAh battery, it's going to produce the same power output.
The output stays the same. It's just the duration of how long that battery
Correct. And of course, we have a regulator on the battery to help it either be lower voltage or higher voltage. But the nominal voltage on most batteries that are installed inside the devices is 3.7 as the base of starting.
Okay. But then these ones here, like you were stating earlier, is obviously depending on if you have the variable voltage or the precision voltage, like these products do, is the higher the voltage you are running, the more power that you're going to be consuming. And
Correct.
obviously, the shorter lifespan your battery will be lasting.
Correct.
If you're on lower temp setting, the battery should last you typically longer than if you're on a higher setting.
Correct. Exactly.
All right, makes sense.